All right. We are visiting here with the Maricopa Rams this season. Hope you guys are doing great. We are pleased to have you on here as a part of our Thursday night football coverage. And we'll be down there in Maricopa tomorrow evening as you guys get ready to battle the Notre Dame Prep Saints. We are joined now by the head coach of the Maricopa Rams, Coach Skinner. How are you, Coach?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing
Good.
fantastic. We appreciate you taking the time. Why don't you give us just a real quick background about your coaching background and how you came to Maricopa?
Sure. I've been coaching for almost going on 20 years now, up in the Northwest, and my wife got a job down in Scottsdale in last January. So looked at moving down here, and I was lucky enough to get this job.
Outstanding. And tell us a little bit about how much time you've had in the off season to get these guys prepared before the season kicked off back in September. How much legwork were you able to do there before the season started?
Yeah, so I was able to come down for spring ball for a week and a half and at least get to meet them. But then I had to finish teaching up there, and I didn't get down till towards the end of June. But we have a great coaching staff that ran everything while I was waiting to get down here.
Boy, life has been a challenge, huh, Coach? Trying to getting a new job and trying to get acclimated to a new situation and trying to get used to a new coaching staff and a lot of new young men. But you guys are making it through. You're 2-4. But, it's not the season that you won, at least through 6 games. But at least you guys are together and you're trudging forward with everything that's going on, and you're making it through the season.
Absolutely, yeah. We keep getting closer each and every week. These four in particular that are on this podcast here just absolutely work their butts off, and they're great leaders on the team, and everyone follows suit. So I'm pretty lucky to have these guys on our team.
Coach, we talked about the record sitting right now at 2-6 overall, or excuse me, that was last season was 2-6. But let's talk about this season. You guys lost a couple of couple of games against a couple of tough teams in the Casa Grande Cougars and the Saguaro Sabercats. What were you guys able to learn as a team from those two defeats?
You know, after that Saguaro game is kind of like I think everyone realized the effort and how hard we need to work in practice to accomplish what we want to get done. And since that Saguaro game, actually after the Camelback game, is when I really feel like we turned a little corner with that attitude, that mindset. I know we didn't. The scoreboard doesn't look good against that Saguaro game, but they never gave up. They played 100% throughout all four quarters, and that's all what we can ask as a coaching staff. So since then, we had a good game. We played probably our best overall game last week, but came up a little short. But each and every week, we continue to get better and better and better. And like we tell these kids, it's a process, and to trust the process, and they're going in the right direction.
James, let's go ahead and bring in Kyrie Washington, a wide receiver for the Maricopa Rams. Kyrie, thanks for joining us tonight. Congratulations on a great season so far for you. 18 catches, almost 500 yards, 7 touchdowns for you. Talk about your offense, Kyrie, and what makes it such a good offense for you to put up those kind of numbers and be that much of a deadly force on offense for the Rams.
I say like the way our coaches set us up and like our positioning for us. Like we're such a good offense because like we still work together. We don't get on each other. We like talk to each other. If we see something, we go and tell coach, and we talk to our quarterback. We don't put him down. Like if he has like a bad play, we will lift him up. We'll tell him like it's okay. Like just watch this next time or something. It's just like we have a good chemistry as a team. I say for offense.
Kyrie, it sounds like you guys have the team chemistry that you're putting together there through the first few games here in the 2021 season. Talk a little bit about maybe an NFL wide receiver. Let's talk a little bit about your game and maybe somebody that you model your game after. Maybe is there an NFL guy that you kind of style yourself after?
I like to watch. I like to watch a lot of Michael Thomas, Stephon Diggs, and Devontae Adams.
All right, very good. What do you think those guys bring to the table that you'd like to also bring to the table as a wide receiver?
I would say they like to bring. They have like the way they run their routes is like it's good. They're 100% every play and blocking and stuff. How they like run to the ball, no matter if it's a run play or a passing play. Like
I
I
like
like
that.
the
I like
way,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
Because
like the way.
a lot of the first thing that some of the college recruiting coaches will look at, Kyrie, for a wide receiver is, what is that guy doing when he knows he's not getting the football? Is he blocking down the field? Is he cutting off that guy trying to come over and make the tackle? They'll look at a lot of those plays that you're not you're not going to be involved in, right, Ed?
absolutely.
So that's that bodes well for you, for sure, young man, getting your way here. And like Ed mentioned, you got 18 receptions, 472 yards, and 7 touchdowns on the season, averaging almost 80 yards receiving per ball game. So that's impressive numbers, and you're definitely going a long way to help these Maricopa Rams get better on the offensive side of the football. And you play a little defense as well. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely good stuff.
Yeah, I see that 4 tackles so far. For you, Kyrie, that's good. What do you like doing the dual roles, playing offense and defense, or do you just prefer? Or would you rather prefer being just a wide receiver?
I would say I like both sides. I just like to help the team or whatever we need. I'll go and play. But I like playing both sides of the ball.
Good stuff right there from wide receiver Kyrie Washington for the Maricopa Rams. Let's bring on now Mr. Caleb Garcia. He is a senior, I believe, with the Maricopa Rams in the wide receiver, a junior, 5'10", 160-pound junior wide receiver. Talk a little bit about your game, Caleb, and what it means to you to be a Maricopa Ram, and how much of a team player you might be in this scenario.
My team player, like, I try to lift everyone up. I don't bring anyone down. I try to get the best out of people so we could improve as a team, and not because it's not a one person team. You have to like all do your job to succeed if you want to.
So Caleb, looking at your numbers: 5 catches for 76 yards, 2 rushes for 11 yards, and you've got 16 tackles. You're one of those two-way players as well. Talk about that aspect of your game, playing on offense and defense, and do you like that, being a two-way player and being able to make that much more of an impact for the Rams?
Yeah, I like playing both ways. Like what Kyrie said, just whatever helps the team. I like both. I think pretty good at both. I can do both. So if I could do both to help the team, then I will do it. So.
And what are your aspirations, Caleb, going forward? Obviously, you're a junior, so you got a lot more time to improve your game, and then maybe look at a promising senior season. Are you looking at playing at the next level, possibly?
Yeah, I'm looking at playing in the next level. Like off season, I'm just focusing on getting better and what I can improve in. So just watching, like now, I just watch a bunch of film to see how I could get better and how I could get open, just little stuff like that, just to improve.
And Caleb, when you watch that film, is there something that every time you watch film from a certain game, are there certain things that you really nitpick and you really kind of see that you can say, oh man, I see that part of my game that was good. I was good on that play, but man, I need to work on this part of this aspect of my game.
Yeah, I see that. Like I see how can I get open on this play? What can I do differently to get open? Which way can I block from the running back to pick the right hole? Like just little stuff like that to pick at helps me.
And Caleb, how important is it as a wide receiver to get those, we like to call them the yards after the catch, where you catch it in an open field and now it's time to go play football and make a football play?
Yeah, I think it's important to get those yards. Like every yard counts. Yeah, every yard counts. And like once I catch the ball, fall on the floor, get up, I'm just looking for the ref, give him the ball so we could just keep going.
You know, they got so many weapons on this team here, Ed. That was Caleb Garcia, wide receiver for the Maricopa Rams. They got the offense, and they definitely have the defense. Now we're going to speak with Mr. Ian Palm, one of the linebackers for the Maricopa Rams. And this guy right now, Ed, check out this stat line. 62 total tackles. This is in 6 games. 62 total tackles, 25 solos, 37 assists, and 8 TFLs.
And James, 3.5 sacks.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's put that on top of what Ian's done so far this year.
Ian, talk about it from a linebacker perspective. How fun is it to play linebacker, first of all? And then what is it like when you have that kill shot, when you see that that guy and you got him dead to rights, whether it's in the hole between the tackles and you're coming up in run support, or maybe you're covering in the curl the flat and you got one of those little wide receivers coming across the middle. No offense, guys. One of those little wide receivers coming across the middle and you're ready to just lay that hammer.
Linebacker is definitely the best position on defense to play because you always have a chance to just hit someone as hard as you want. And after hitting someone like that, the adrenaline just raises and you just get ready for the next play to go and just hit someone as hard as you can.
So, Ian, when you're out there, are your eyes like saucers the entire time? Are they that big where you've got that kind of vision where you can just kind of see everything? Is it kind of like the Matrix sometimes where the game kind of slows down and you just know where you need to go and you're really fast, but everything's going really slow?
Yeah, on specific plays there is, but you really have to have a good wide vision because you have to read every single lineman to know where the play is going. But it really does get a little blurry with the wide receivers. You have to like turn your head and stuff, but everything else you have a really wide vision.
Now, Ian, you hear on offense a lot of times you'll hear about quarterbacks, especially at the pro level. Obviously, they're making the big dollars. They'll take the lineman out for stakes after a running back gets 100 yards or 150 yards or something like that. Did you ever think about treating your guys on the defensive line maybe to something, because those guys make it happen for you? They clog up those holes and they allow you linebackers to flow and make plays all over the football field.
Oh, most definitely. Without our D-line, I wouldn't have as many tackles as I've had because, you can't fit a hole if there's no hole to be fit. So them going as hard as they can 100% every play definitely helps me do my job.
So, Ian, the defense has 5 interceptions. Do you think what you're able to do and what the defensive line is able to do for the Rams, do you think that really helps your secondary, that really helped them get those 5 interceptions?
Most definitely getting in the QB's face, pressuring him, getting him to throw the ball off balance or anything like that just helps our corners and our safeties do what they need to do.
We've been talking here with Ian Palm, a linebacker for the Maricopa Rams, talking about those big fellows up front. One of those big fellows up front is also on the call here with us tonight, Mr. Joshua Oliveris. Joshua, how are you doing this evening, sir? Welcome in, Joshua. Talk to us about what it's like to be one of the big guys blocking for these wide receivers, blocking for your quarterback, opening up the holes in the run game, and then getting it done on the defensive line as well. Are you one of those guys that likes to pin your ears back and really get after that quarterback? Or are you kind of more of a finesse guy? You like to kind of strategize and say, okay, listen, I'm going to do a dip and rip right here, or I'm going to bull rush this guy because I can overpower him. Talk to us a little bit about your game in the trenches.
Well, on D-line, if I'm at one tech, so if I'm at nose, I just like to just hit whoever's in front of me right in the mouth, make them not want to play me no more. At 3 tech, I want to strategize it. I want to see their feet and what I could do with my hands to get past them. And if they're littler than me, I just want to hit them in the chest, blow them back to the QB. O-line, I just love hitting people, to be honest. I just want to smack someone in the mouth and make them not want to play no more. But, I love blocking for my guys. I love blocking for Kyrie and Caden and them, but man, so much to say. I want to say that I feel like playing that guard, because I play guard, there's a lot to go into it because you have to look out for the blitzing backers. And Ian, he really helps me out through practice because that man is a freight train when he's coming through. So, going against these opposition, I don't really feel like they did that much. And, I don't know, I just like to hit.
So Joshua, it sounds like the name of the game for you is bringing the pain. Is that what it is? You want to serve up pain on offense and defense?
Pretty much, yeah. Just.
Well, that's how it's got to be, Ed. When you play down front, we talk about the big guys and we talk about the skill players on the football field, and these guys have some skill on offense and defense. The running backs, the wide receivers, the tight ends, the guys playing in the slot, the guys playing outside. But you talk about skill and you talk about smarts, it's in the trenches. As Joshua said, you have to know exactly where the blitz is coming from, and you've got to be able to pick up the protection. You got to know if it's a 7-man protection, if you got help from your back in the backfield, if he's staying in, if he's going out to catch a pass, if the pressure comes on the quarterback. quarterback. There is a lot to know down in those trenches, and the offensive linemen and defensive linemen are underappreciated in this game, if you ask my honest opinion. But what I want to ask you, Joshua, is how does a guy like Ian Palm going up against someone like him in practice every day make you a better offensive lineman?
Well, I feel like Ian, he's up there with the best linebackers in the state. I feel like in the country. Like when we went against Saguaro, he made it so surreal in practice of his blitzes and all his calls and stuff. So he made it easier for us during the game to say, oh, this, that, you know. And then it's just like that every week for him. Every week he goes out there and just busts like all of our mouths, man. Like he goes there, he hits us so hard, and that man is that he's a tank. He's a tank.
I tell you, Ed, I'm going to get my keys and head on down to Maricopa right now. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I'm ready for this game tomorrow night. I don't know
Yeah,
about
I'll
you,
meet
man.
you there in an hour, James. I'm in the car right now.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
I am ready.
Joshua, so you only get a certain amount of section games, and we know those section games can get pretty crazy. And we've got one with Notre Dame Prep tomorrow night. When you're watching film, when you've been watching film this week on Notre Dame Prep, what have you seen from them as you're getting prepared for this game tomorrow night at home?
Well, I seen they're two inside dudes. For me, that's their strength of their defense. I seen their corners. My guy Kyrie and Caleb, they're fun to destroy. You know, that's all I'm going to say. But they have me at tackle this game. I feel like their ends. Just watch my side. Just make sure of that.
Oh, we're going to be watching your side, big man. Don't worry about that.
It.
We're all about the contact. And, football is a game that's never going to change. It's always going to be about blocking and tackling.
It's all about violence, James. All about violence.
Absolutely right. It was a pleasure meeting with you gentlemen tonight. And as I said a minute ago, I am extremely excited about tomorrow night's game. We're featuring you guys battling and hosting once again where it all started last year for Thursday Night Football's return to prominence, I'd like to say, right down in Maricopa. We're down there with the Rams tomorrow night as they host the Notre Dame Prep Saints. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate your time, and it was great getting to know you a little bit better, and I can't wait to watch you battle it on the gridiron tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys, for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We appreciate you guys.
Have a great night.
Have a great night.
Thank you.